Hello, my name is Serin Kim, and I'm going to be doing my test corrections. So, the first question says, the smallest practice of an element that retains its chemical properties. So, for this, I chose C, which is electrons, but it's actually wrong. And the real answer is A, which is atom. The second question says, the atomic number of an element tells us the number of which subatomic particle. So for this, I chose C, once again, which is electron, but the real answer is B, which is protons. Number 4, it says, an atom of oxygen has atomic number 8 and mass number 16. How many neutrons does it have? For this question, I wrote B, which is 16, but it's actually wrong, and the real answer is A, which is 8. Number 5 says, isotopes of an element have the same number of protons but different numbers of. So for this question, I chose A, electrons, but it's actually wrong, and the real answer is B, which is neutrons. Number 6 says, which of this is an element? So for this, I wrote B, which is CO2, aka carbon dioxide, but the real answer is D. Sorry, but the real answer is D, which is O2, which is oxygen gas. Number 8 says, in a chemical formula, the subscript numbers indicate. So for this, I wrote B, which is the atomic number of each element. But it is actually wrong, and the real answer was C, which is the number of atoms of each element in a molecule. And number 9 says, which of the following is a mixture rather than a compound? So for this, I wrote B, H2O, aka water. But the real answer is C, which is air, aka oxygen and nitrogen gas. Moving on, I'll be doing number 10, which says, which of the following is a molecule of an element, not a compound? For this, I wrote A, NaCl, which is sodium chloride, I believe. And the real answer was not A, and it was in fact D, which is CO. Which of the following is not water? So for this, there was water, air, light, and sand. And for this one, I chose D, sand. But it in fact was not sand, and the real answer was C, which is light. Number 17. Which of the following is not a chemical reaction? So for this, I chose D, which was melting ice into water, but I'm actually wrong. And the real answer was actually D. Yeah, I'm sorry, I actually got that one correct. When vinegar, aka acetic acid, is added to baking soda, aka sodium bicarbonate, The substances produced include water and carbon dioxide plus. Sorry, for this I chose A, which is an additional reactant, but I was actually wrong. Oh, I was actually correct, sorry, and it was A. Sorry, because we had our corrections, and Mr. Sean Kim marked it wrong, so I'm kind of confused, but 19 says, which of the following would speed up a chemical reaction being consumed by the reaction? For this, I chose A, an additional reactant, but it was actually C, which is a catalyst. Oh, sorry. I actually wrote this in the wrong place. It's wrong, and it's a catalyst. Okay. Moving on to 20, it says, which equation represents a synthesis reaction, two or more reactants combining to form one product? For this, I wrote B, which was 2 hydrogen 2 plus O2 equals to 2H2O. I was in fact wrong, and the real answer... Oh, sorry, I was actually correct, and the answer was B. 21. Which of the following describes a balanced chemical reaction? So for this, I wrote D, which is the total number of molecules on each side is the same. For this one, I was actually wrong, and it was A, which is the mass of the reactants equal the mass of products. So number 24 says a solution with pH equals 3 is. So for this, I chose... Oh, sorry. For this, I chose B, which is basic, but I was actually wrong. And the real answer was C, which is acidic. 28. Water rises in a thin glass tube above the water level in a container. This capillary action occurs because of. So for this, I wrote A, but I was actually wrong, and the real answer was C. 30. A solution with pH equals 5 is. So for this, I wrote D, which is saturated, but it's actually wrong, and it's C, which is acidic. 31. A high concentration of hydroxide ions in a solution means the solution is. So for this, I wrote D, which is saturated, but it's actually wrong, and the real answer is C, which is basic, aka alkaline. Number 33 says, which of the following is an example of buffer in the human body? I wrote B, which is hydrochloric acid in the stomach, but I was actually wrong, and the real answer was C. 4 says, which of these is an example of an acid? So I wrote C, which is household bleach, but I was wrong, and the real answer was A, which is lemon juice. 35. Which of these is an example of base, aka alkaline substance? So for this, I wrote B, which is ammonia solution, and I was actually right. it was B. Sorry for the confusion. Okay. For 36, I wrote water is of 10 called the universal solvent because it. So the answer for this was A, and it was indeed A. And A was actually can dissolve many different solids. Next is 39, and the question reads, a piece of salt is dissolved in water. The salt is called the blank, and the water is the blank. For this, I wrote B, which is solute and solvent. And, I was actually wrong. And the real answer was A. Oh, sorry. Wait, my bad. Yeah, I wrote B, and it was correct, and it was actually B. So for 43, I wrote it says the reaction that forms a polymer from monomers typically blank a molecule of water, dehydration synthesis. For this, I wrote A, and it was in fact A. 46 states proteins are polymers made of. So for this, I wrote A, which is nucleotides, but it's actually wrong, and it's B, which is amino acids. 47 says enzymes are a type of. So for this, I wrote B, which is carbohydrates, but it was clearly wrong, and the real answer was C, which is protein. 51 says, which of the following contains a carboxyl group? So for this, I wrote B, which is water, but I was actually wrong, and the real answer was A, which is an amino acid. So the last question states, a nucleotide consists of a sugar, a phosphate, and a nitrogenous base. Which of the following is not part of nucleotide? So for this, I wrote D, which is nitrogenous base. I was actually wrong, and it was C, which is amino acid. Thank you. And I'm sorry for my voice because I'm sick right now, and I'm sorry for the small mistakes I made. Good night.